Hey guys, Malachite here with my terrible front-facing camera because I need it so I can show you things. Yes, I'm in my pajamas now, but I don't have my makeup off. I did a longer version of this video using another word to show the base of meanings of words and stuff, and it was just really long because words interest me. But basically, you guys know this is what I'm using for my year and a day. And this is way far back, which tells you how much I've been balking on doing this video. I've done it 3 or 4 times, and every time I erase it because I'm so afraid it's going to start drama and I don't want it to. What I want it to do is show how one tiny little mistranslation of something can cause one of the worst tragedies in human history, I guess is what I'm wanting to show, and I think it's really, really important. So this video is not to knock anyone's religion, it's not to knock anybody, period, because anyone that's alive right now is not responsible for the translation that took place back then. Unless you are upholding it, then that burden becomes your responsibility, if that makes sense. Because it becomes your burden to bear when you are upholding something that is obviously incorrect. And that, that being said, I will go ahead and do this. When I was in the evangelical church, the very first church I went to, we all owned something called a Strong's Concordance. Now you can actually find this online now, so you don't have to buy it. They're very expensive because they're about that thick and about that big, and basically include every single word in the Bible. The entirety of the Old Testament, which is all Hebrew, and the entirety of the New Testament, which is all the Greek. And if I'm remembering correctly, well, I know for a fact the way we studied it is with the Hebrew words, it had its basic meaning, but then it could also be taken apart and could mean different things based upon the roots of the word. So I'm just going to go straight into the verse that we probably all know. He actually got it based on the King James Version. He's actually a number off on the verse. I didn't know that till I got into trying to find the verse, and I went, oh, oops. So he said Christians looking for this is not a drama video. Christians looking for an excuse to condemn witchcraft, which is not how I would word that. I'm reading this from the book. We'll quote the Bible. Suffer not a witch to live. He says from Exodus 22:17. It's actually Exodus 22:18. This passage, and I didn't know that until I read it online. This passage has been translated many times. In older versions of Exodus, the meaning was, "Thou shalt not suffer a sorceress to live." In this particular setting, a sorceress referred to a poisoner or a murderer. The original meaning was "suffer not a murderer to live," which eventually got confused with the word witch, causing misunderstandings to this day. Ancient Hebrews did not outlaw the practice of magic. In fact, the rabbis were practitioners in the tradition of King Solomon, keeping knowledge of the Kabbalah, their mystic teachings. I think most people would agree that being a witch does not mean one is a murderer. Unfortunately, many old inquisitors had no problem assuming that the two go hand in hand. That is prefacing a chapter called The Holy Roman Empire and the Burning Times. So, I'm sorry about my speech and stuff because I'm really tired. I was out in the heat all day, so it messes with me. So, I looked up the original word, which, I mean, if you want to see it, there it is, right there. That is the Hebrew word. And then it shows you here. It'll focus. And then it shows you how to pronounce it, and you can even play it.
Kashaf.
And here, based on this, to practice witchcraft or sorcery, use witchcraft. A sorcerer or sorceress goes into that. Now then, there's several things we can do. If we want to keep using the Strong's Concordance, we could type in sorceress. I can't spell. I haven't tried this yet. And you get a lot of stuff. Baala, mistress, female owner, sorceress, necromancer. Then you get the same word, I can't say it. You get witch, you get anon, to make, appear, produce, bring clouds, which is something. You get names of people that were considered people that practice witchcraft in the Bible. That's nice. You get the word woman. That was probably in a verse that had to do with the word. So you can do that. And the other thing that I did is just went on a search for the word online. So I went, and it took me to Wikipedia. It says this article discusses the Hebrew Bible. See Christian views on witchcraft for Christian interpretations. So various forms of witchcraft and divination in the Hebrew Bible are mentioned in a generally disapproving tone. The Masoretic text of the Torah forbids, and then you've got Nahash as a noun, and this happens just like in English. It can be noun or verb. Nahash translates as snake, and as a verb it literally translates as hissing. The verb form can be extended to mean whispering, so it has historically been understood to refer to enchantment. Do you see how confusing this can get? Onan literally translates as clouds, possibly referring to nephomancy. Some translations take this as an allusion to bird flocks and therefore translate it to augury. Here's our word, which I cannot say. How did they say it? I can't remember. Kesaf, it's terrible. It was really hard to say. Is of ambiguous meaning. Ambiguous meaning, which means the roots of it are so old or so fragmented that the meaning is very ambiguous. Let's see. Being either from a root meaning mutter, or from a compound of the words kosh, which is herb, like kasha cereal probably comes from that, and hapala, which is using, hence meaning herb user. The Septuagint refers to the same phrase as pharmakia, which is poison, so it may refer to magic potions. That is the word right there. I keep wanting to say kashpa, and that's not right. That is the word right there. Oh my gosh. Right there. That they're translating as witch. It doesn't even mean that at all. Magic potions. poison. That's how ambiguous it is. Doesn't have anything to do with being a witch. And you can do more research on it if you want to, just to go further. But this took me maybe 10 minutes to find this stuff. I just sat down and looked it up. Of course, they didn't have all that information back in that day. So, as you can see, Hebrew is extremely complicated. And we have Christian English monks translating the King James Version of the Bible, which I think is the version that was around when they decided to start burning people. So, I think so. It really doesn't matter. They translated it wrong. And because of one word being translated wrong, how many people died? He says the closest estimate is 200,000 people just in the burning times alone. Some people say up to 9 million people. They don't have any idea. There's no way of counting it. That doesn't count the witch trials in Salem. And that doesn't count probably witch trials that happened in other places that we don't even know about, like small villages where they probably hung people and everything else, over one word that was translated incorrectly. And I just really felt it was really important to, and a lot of you probably know that. And with my background from that very first church I went to, I know that words were translated incorrectly, but the ones that were taught to us for the benefit of our belief system. Things like that would never have been taught to us because that wasn't to the benefit of our belief system. So, mainly I really just wanted to point out how dangerous words can be and how careful people need to be. And that's why I kind of just kind of wanted to point that out, that, you know, that one single word got how many people killed just because it was misinterpreted. So yeah, so I don't know, I felt like I'm supposed to do a video about it and I haven't done it. And again, this is not to cause drama, this is not to accuse anyone, this is not to be mean. Believe me, it's not to be mean at all. It's mostly because it makes me incredibly sad that that one word looked at incorrectly could do that much damage. But yeah, so anyway, that's what I wanted to share. So not super upbeat, sorry about that. But much love to all and many blessings, and take care. Bye.